Welcome back to Wargaming World, to France 1940 and another game of Chain of Command. So in this game we've got a French platoon which have been billeted in Hotel Napoleon, and they've got some bad news. The bad news is that the Germans have pushed through a defensive line and they're on their way. So what the platoon has to do is withdraw from this hotel, move all the way towards this bridge, get across it and blow it up. So effectively this is the feature that we want. We're going to say that if I can get 2 French sections across this bridge and blow it, then it's definitely a French victory. Only one, and well, possibly a draw, although I suspect that if we get to that stage the morale will have really dropped to 0, but we'll have to see how the game goes. But one of the things I want to try and avoid doing is populating that hotel and firing from there. I just think it'll make it very difficult for the Germans to take it, and that's the orders. The orders is for the bridge. That's the feature they're trying to get to. So it's going to be a standard French platoon, 3 sections. We've got some engineers. There is also in the back there is a truck to help the move, and this is where they're trying to get to. So however they can, the quickest way they can, and get to this bridge, and for the engineers, if they can, to blow it up. So the Germans will start here in the woods and we'll have jump off points there rather than do a full patrol phase. The French obviously have come from this hotel and we will have jump off points there. I know that if the Germans take the jump off points then it will be a bad thing. However, it's not their priority. Obviously the priority is to stop the French getting to this bridge. And obviously I'm playing a solo game, so I know how this game is supposed to be going, and so I'll try and be sensible about it in terms of jump off points, etc. But let's see how the game goes, and let's turn to turn 1. Okay, so French are going to go first. What have we got here? So we've got 2 4s for senior leaders, a 1 and 2 2s. Right, I'm going to say that the French are going to dash out of the building. It's not like getting into the building, so I'm going to say 2d6 for movement, so 5 inches. That's as far as they've been able to get out of that door. Second unit, also 5 inches. And that's the second unit going towards the truck. Okay, with a 1, I'm going to have the engineer team move 6 inches. So they've got out of this door and down here. And finally, the senior leader, 9 inches. Well, he's gone out of that building, but that's as far as he can get. So that's going to be the end of the French phase, and over to the Germans. First German phase. What have we got? We've got 2 3s, a 1, a 4, and a 5 for the first point for the Chain of Command dice. So with a 5, it's the first of the for a Chain of Command dice. I also mentioned that I rolled 2 4s for morale, so both French and Germans start on a 9. Now these are the first German units to arrive. It's a motorised infantry platoon, so 3 squads of 10 with an MG34. We also get a mortar as well, so with a 1. And it's got line of sight of a target in terms of the truck over there, so we'll take a shot. Now we normally need 4 5s and 6s to hit, but it's only going to be effective if it's 6s. Did we get anything? No, we don't. Second jump off pointed at the back, but I've mentioned all the units are coming out of the woods. Here we have the second squad, and also that was the other 3, and with a 4 I've got a senior leader at the front. And finally, what I should have mentioned for this unit, and indeed for the second one, we're on a 3, so we're both on Overwatch. Now, as yet, the Germans are undetected, so over to the French, and let's see how they continue to move. Right, okay, 2 1s and 2 2s. Right, with the first 2, I'm going to move this unit further forward. How far do they go? Oh, hardly anywhere. 3 inches. Perhaps a little generous. I'm going to say we've got the whole unit out there. Now this unit are trying to move and be loaded onto the truck. 7 inches. Right, with 7 inches I'm going to say that a whole section can come out and mount onto the truck. At the start I mentioned there are 3 sections, just to say what that is made up of. You've got a light machine gun and 1 crew, then 4 rifles, 4 further rifles, and an NCO at the back there. The 2 1s, I'll have it as a 2, bring out the VB team, 8 inches. There's the VB team come out of the that door, and they're going to be protection for the engineers. German phase, we've got another for the chain of command dice, takes up to 2, and then we've got a 1, 2 and 2 3s. With a 1, I'm going to fire with the mortar team again at the truck. 2 4s. Right, so the unit is hit with 2 4s. When you're in a truck, it would be as if you had soft cover. However, you reduce by 1 for the mortar, so it's 2 hits in the open effectively. I've got 2 teams. Green is the machine gun team, and we've got 1 point of shock for the machine gun team. This unit's going to move at the double. We're on a 3, so we're going to take 1 point of shock off, but there'll still be the main infantry unit. They'll have a point of shock. There we go. That's a good roll, 13 inches. That's where they get to, and getting to very close to the French and controlling that road. The 2, I'm going to move this unit up to the wall. I won't be able to go over it. It'll just be an inconvenience for the next phase. Yeah, get up to the wall, and that's where they've got to. And with a 3 in the back corner here, a bit of support for the Germans with a 2-2-2. The 2-2-2 has come in. It's on broken ground, so it's going to be 2d6, not going flat out, 2d6, and then you add 1 to each dice. So 9 inches, and that's where it gets to. Now the force rating of the Germans and the French is +1. French, we've got the engineers, which is an additional point, and that truck is another 1 to take us to 2. The Germans, that 2-2-2 is 4. So therefore there are an additional 2 points somewhere in this building. It is the French phase. 6 is wasted, 2 4s, 1 and a 2. Right, I'm going to say that a senior leader, now he's an inferior senior leader, so he only has 2 orders, is standing behind this unit, and so he orders them to move at the double, and the unit behind him, which I'll take out in a second, also to move out. He only has 2 orders, but we're going to do that. I'm not going to say that since I've brought out both senior leaders that the unit behind him can't come out, but I do have another unit in there, a support unit, and I will have to roll to see whether they appear once they want to come out. So a little overcomplicated, but anyway, let's move this unit further forward. 3d6. They will, both units will take a point of shock. So good move, 14 inches. Unit gets here, 7 inches. So the second unit can't get the whole way out. It's about 6 inches out if the jump off point was right behind the door, but that's as far as they've got. This unit are going to dismount. You're allowed to move, I think it's 1d6, but they're going to move back into this direction, so I'll just roll the dice. Just 1 inch. Right, I'm going to say some of them are still going to try and get off, so next time if we're trying to disembark, it's still another 1d6. Right, the senior leader has got 3 orders, so he'll order the engineers, the VB team, and move himself to just get over this hedge. Engineers, 5 inches. VB team, just 3 inches, just over. The senior leader will be just over. That's where they've got to. Now with the final support, I've got an anti-tank, well, a boy's rifle effectively, but can they come out? Yes they can. There we go, and that means it's the end of the phase. Over to the Germans. Wasted 6, we've got a 5, so it's up to 3 with the chain of command dice, and then we've got a 1, a 3 and a 4. Okay, with the 3 I'm going to take a point of shock off, and I'm going to get the machine gun to fire, which is at the front there. We've also got potentially 1 rifleman. I'm not going to say everybody can fire, just the front rank here, and they're going to fire at the units who are moving across there, and I'm going to give them soft cover. Dice, long range needing 5s. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 hits. Soft cover, the green is the machine gun team, and therefore we've got 2 points of shock and 1 killed. The leader, no. 1 will fire with the mortar again at the truck, and that's 1 hit. Machine gun team who is still in the truck. 1 point of shock. Right, I'm going to use this for, it's a bit of a waste, it's just going over the wall in terms of command. The other unit, the other German unit, I'm going to bring on at the back corner where the vehicle came from, and I want to bring the senior leader with them, so I am going to just do that, just to go over the wall. Alright, just over. It's the end of the German phase. French phase, first of the chain of command dice, and then we've got 1, 2 2s and a 4. 4, leader will take a point of shock off and get the units to return fire to the German unit over here. Now the machine gun team lost 1 man, and so that's the 3 riflemen, and you've also got a machine gun which normally would have 6, but it's down to 5 because of the shock. So we've got 8 dice in total, 8 dice needing 5s, and there are 2 hits. The green dice is going to be the machine gun team, and that'll be just 1 point of shock. Actually, I could have done this all at once. I've got 4 rifles and the junior leader here, so it's 5 dice. There is 1 point of shock, but we need 2 points of shock to reduce the number or dice firing, as we did with the machine gun. 5s, and we've got 3 hits this time. It will be the machine gun team. Oh right, so we've got 2 killed, 1 in the machine gun team and 1 in the rifles. If it's the leader, no it's not. We've got this unit here, still trying to get off. It's still only 1d6 that you can roll, and they've got 2 shocks, so I've got to reduce 2 from this roll. Nope. I don't know why I get a sense of Dad's Army, but this unit just cannot get off that truck at all. So, yep, they're still there. 2, I'm going to move this unit forward. Not very far, 3 inches. Right, that's the remainder of this unit out. With a 1, we'll move the engineers. 5 inches. And they get to here. Okay, it is the German phase, and wasted 6, and then we've got a 1, a 2, 3 and a 4. Right, I've got to get the Germans moving here, and so with a 4 I'm going to get the senior leader to order this unit to move at the double, and then he'll take the 2 points of shock off. I am going to move the 222 forward. I've got a note for the 2 there because I'm going to bring on the final German unit there in the back corner. That was my intention right from the start. And finally, with the 1 I'll use the mortar again. Just add that this unit's vulnerable here, however it's in soft cover from the French, and because it's not moving it'll effectively be tactical. So I'm thinking it's effectively in hard cover, and I don't want them just to be picked off by the French, but I need to get the other units close to them. Right, so unit moving at the double, let's see how far it can go. Looks good there, so we've got 15 inches. That's been an absolutely huge move, and absolutely what's needed in position here, and giving good support now to that unit. The mortar again at the units that are still for one reason or another on that truck. Okay, so it's one hit and it's a 6, so we'll just need to factor something else into the hitter soft skin vehicle. First of all, I'll roll and see the impact to the unit. So there's no impact to the men. That's a correction. You need 2 6s, not just one. So okay, so there's no impact there. Roll for the 222. How far is that going to go? So we add an inch for each, so 12 inches. Right, so this is where the 222's got to, so that's a good good advance. So the last thing is to bring on the unit in the back corner. And that's where the unit finishes. So a good phase for the Germans there, I think. Right, what have we got? So we've got 3 5s, takes it up to 4 on the chain of command dice, and a 3 and a 4. Got the senior leader here, and so the first thing it's going to do is order those 2, the engineers, to move at the double. Secondly, he will move himself, so I need to roll for that, but I can go up to 3 dice. He doesn't gain shock. Won't be able to go over the hedge this turn though. However, he should get near enough to order this unit to move again at the double. Engineers at the double, and so they can go 13 inches. Right, the engineers have got to the bridge, although they're on the wrong side. Needs to be on the other side here. They've got 1 point of shock. It was a good roll. Senior leader moving, no problem there, and near enough to order that unit at the back to move at the double. Not ideal, but 8 inches. And this is where the unit get to. Now with the 3, the front unit are going to fire at the Germans that they fired last time, and the junior leader will take off a point of shock. Right, I've got 14 dice, needing 5s. Doesn't look like awfully many, so 1, 2, 3 in total. The Germans are in hard cover. I'm going to have the green dice as the machine gun team. That is a point of shock on each team though. German phase. 2 to the chain of command dice, takes up to 5, and then 2 1s and a 2. Okay, so I'm going to put this together for a 4 for the senior leader. Bring the senior leader on, order the unit to move at the double, and assuming he might be close enough to take the 2 points of shock off. What have we got there? Well, that's a good number. So 13 in total. Right, it's a great move for the unit, and the senior leader needs to be 9 inches away from the jump off point, which he is, and he's within 4 inches of the unit, so we can take the 2 points of shock off too. French phase. Right, okay, so 4 2s. Taking 2 of the 2s. The senior leader is going to order that VB team to move. They can't go out the double because it's a difficult area, but they'll move 2 dice. He's going to hop over the hedge and then order this nearest unit to move. VB team, 6 inches. He goes over the hedge, and he orders this unit to move again at the double, remembering that we've got 1 point of shock with each of the teams. I don't quite remember if they're moving as a coherent or cohesive unit. I think we need to take 2 inches off. I think they've got 2 points of shock, I think, which means that's 9 in reality of how far they go, and they'll also gain another point of shock for each of the teams. That's where they've got to. And with the other two, this unit is going to fire 5s. And that's 5 hits. Hard cover with the green as the machine gun, but they lose a man. And yeah, that's the only thing. The leader. No, it wasn't, and that machine gun team is now down to 1 man. Now, with the other 2, I'm going to try and get off this truck. I've got 2 points of shock, so I don't know whether they're still just sort of cowering in there or not. I can roll 1d6, anything but a 1 or 2. Yes, they're off. Okay, welcome back to the war. And just to say, the 2 points of shock are on that machine gun team. So over to the Germans. 5 means a full chain of command dice, and then we've got a 1 and 2 3s. Okay, so first thing I need to do is to move this 222. 6. So 7 inches in total. Right, I've got this senior leader at the back. He's within 4 inches of this unit. He's going can order it to go at the double. You can move with it because it's within 4 inches, and it'll also take off the 2 points of shock, which they will incur. How far will they go? And what we got there, 12 inches. Okay, so with the 222 moved and the infantry, this is where the Germans finish. French phase, 5 takes it to 5 for the chain of command dice, just 2 1s and a 2. Right, the first one, I'm going to move that anti-tank rifle 6 inches. That's where they've got to. I'm going to move the engineers. They need to get the other side of this bridge so they can start set up for demolition. We lose 1 inch because of shock. Oh, that's poor. 2 inches. I'm going to use the 2 to fire with this unit. That's going to be the target again. Again, it's going to be soft cover. However, we've also got units over here within 4 inches, so we'll need to share the hits. 14 dice needing 5s. That's 3 hits. 3 different teams. Red is the machine gun team in the original target, black the rifle team. Alright, okay, so that means we've got 1 killed in the machine gun team, and that might be team down actually, I think. And also we've got 1 point of shock. Roll and see if it's the leader. No, it isn't. And yeah, it is a team down, so that's a bad thing. Team down, 5, that's going to be a -1. So it's the first change on the morale, so German's going to be down to 8. German phase. Right, another for the chain of command dice. Second dice now, 1 point, and then we've got 2 3s and a 4. First thing is to move the 222 and probably fire with it depending on how far they go, 7 inches. Well, that's where it gets to. It's going to fire with its cannon on this unit here. It's high explosive, so effectively it's in the open. 4 5s and 6s. That looks like 3 hits. 3 teams are going to be hit, so we've got 2 rifle units, one of that one behind it, and the machine gun team. Green is for the second unit, so 1 point of shock at the end. I've got a senior leader in amongst this team, so I'm going to get, he's going to order the machine gun team to fire, order the rifle team to move, because some of those are in the second rank, so I'm going to move them up so they can move and also fire at half effect. So that will be 2 orders. The order will be to order that unit to move, and the senior leader can move with it. And the other 3 is that I'm going to get this unit to move, I think, and the junior leader will take off a point of shock. Or the rifle team to move. 2 team to fire, well, half effect is 3 dice needing 5s is nothing. Needing 5s, that looks like that's just 2 hits. Green being the machine gun team, 1 point of shock on the rifles. This unit is just moving tactically. 5 inches, that's where they finish. And the unit at the back here, 6 inches. So this unit finishes as they begin to approach the other side. See about engaging that unit there. So the game could go either way here. The French were advancing okay, but we've now got all 3 these German units advancing, and ominously somewhere behind that tree it's a 222. So over to the French phase. Right, I think that's the first of the double phases, and we've also got 2 4s and a 3. Okay, we've double phase, and we've got a 3 and 2 4s. So with the 3 here, the junior leader is going to take a point of shock off each of the teams, so it's going to go down to 1 point of shock for each. With 4, this unit has the senior leader, but only, or it's the inferior senior leader, so he's got 2 commands, so he's within 9 inches of that anti-tank rifle, so he's going to get that to move, and then also order this unit to fire once again. So the anti-tank move 6 inches. It's the other side of that gate. I'm going to fire with this unit, losing 2 dice because of shock. This is the target. They moved, so they're still going to get soft cover, if you remember, because we're going across these slightly obscuring areas of these fences. Roll dice needing 5s. 3 hits, and that's 3 points of shock. Now with this senior leader, I'm going to move him, and then it should be near enough to order this unit and this one to move. Get any shock. So how far to go? Well, actually it's 7 inches, but it's near enough. So far he is just near enough to order this unit to move. One from there. Oh crikey, terrible move again, just 2 inches. This unit should be the other side. It seems to be taking ages to get over the bridge. Got 2 points of shock in total, so -2 off the roll. Not bad though. So they're going to go 9 inches. Second French phase. So what have we got now? We've got 2 1s, 3, 4, 5. Lots of activity. Right, the 1 means that I'm going to move this unit into position. Eventually they move. Right, this unit's in position, so now I can start looking to detonate the bridge. Just to mention that these rules are as part of the 1940 set for the unit, so I'll work through the rules from there. The leader here has 3 orders, so he's going to order this unit to move once again. He can order it to move actually at the double, because really all that needs to do is to get across the bridge. And then we've got the first of the 3 units over, and then with the other 2 commands he's going to order this unit to move tactically up against the fence there and also fire at half effect. Start with this unit. So 13, it's already got a couple of points of shock, which will be down to 11. The units will go up to 2 for their shock, but they are over. Right, this unit is over the bridge, and in actual fact I'm going to remove them from the board. I'm going to say they're going to withdraw further out up here and look to move up through this this track. So that's that unit off the board. A change of mind here. The unit here have got a lot of shock, so I'm just going to order them to fire, and I think then I'm just going to move with that senior leader. The unit firing 12 dice needing 5s. That's 4 hits against that rifle team with soft cover. Let's see how come there. So we've got a man killed and 1 point of shock. Leader. No, it's not. It's down to 5 riflemen and the junior leader and 4 points of shock. The wow, 3 inches for the senior leader to move. Manoeuvred to be within 9 inches of the VB team and this team here for the next phase. That was yeah, pretty poor roll. One, I'm going to move this unit. I'm tempted to do it just tactically, but I better move it 2d6 so they can move as far as I want them to go. 8 inches as they've gone, but they are going to get the benefit of the stone wall rather than the wooden fence, which is where they're getting, or the bigger unit, larger unit is getting cover from. Back here, this unit's going to move. It's going to move back in this, or towards this direction of the gate. It's going to take the point of shock off with the junior leader. 2d6, 8 inches. Okay, so that's where that unit finishes, and that's the end of the French phase. And as far as the game's concerned, the French are getting in quite a good position. They need to remove another section and then have this unit below the bridge in position. But what's the situation for the Germans in the next phase? German double phase. So we've also got another point for chain of command dice. That takes it up to 2, and we've got a 2 and a 3. I need to move this unit really. Yeah, they're beyond 4 inches. That's the reason why I couldn't share casualties with the other units on the other side. We could move with a 2, although I'll lose 4 inches in the movement. Seems a bit of a waste, but I think that's the right thing to do. 2d6 minus 4, there's just a couple of inches. Right, with the 3, I've got really 3 options. To move that unit, or fire with the one that's at the hedge, which is probably the one I want to look at. I've got 14 dice with that. Or I could fire with the cannon, or move, obviously. I could move and fire. I'd only have 6 dice, and although I'm tempted to fire the anti-tank that's just moved into position, I think I'll probably just do it with the unit with its light machine gun and rifles. So that gives me 14 dice in hardcover, but obviously we've also got 2 other teams within 4 inches. 14 dice needing 5s. Right choice, I think, because that's 7 hits. 3, 2 and 2. The first 3 is at the anti-tank team. That's 1 man killed. There is the rifle team, French rifle team. They are in soft cover, not hard, so that's 1 point of shot. And that's nothing actually. You need to roll, see if it's a 1. It's not. Second German phase, it's not a repeat. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so a bit different this time. I'm going to put the 1 and 2 together, so I'm going to use the 2, 2, 2. I've got that 3, so I can use the unit here. I think actually what I forgot last time with the junior leader, I could have added some command to it to improve the firing, so I'll do it this time round. And then I've got a 4, so that senior leader can move this unit at the double and then take the shock off. Now, before I do anything with the Germans, I'm going to spend my chain of command dice for the French and interrupt and try and fire the anti-tank rifle at the 222. And a 7, fortunately, it's a miss. The unit is, the 222 is small and low profile, and it's obscured by the hedge, so therefore it would be a 9. The movement of that unit first of all, and blimey, right, okay, so that's 14 inches. This is where that unit get to. Right, so I'm going to fire again with this unit. Shot behind there. So it should be, it's 14 dice. Machine Gewehr would take it up with an additional 2 dice, which is 16, but I should have done it in the last one as well. It's exactly the same firing, so I'm actually going to roll 18 dice this time to miss that, to add the 2 I should have done last time. So I'll do, I'll roll 9 twice. 5s, and we've got 2 hits, 4 hits in total. Anti-tank team, and that's knocked out. Kill. Point of shot. See if it's hit the leader. No, it hasn't. Anti-tank knocked out. Lost. 5 is a -1. So with the 3, actually the 222, I'm going to move and fire. 2d6 plus 1 inch for each dice, so it can go 5 inches. So the 222 is here, and it's now going to fire the cannon at this unit. 5 and 6s, just 1 hit and no effect. That's quite a change in the game. We've got the unit, the German unit, coming around here now and to see whether it's going to take this building. That unit at the end there might well be susceptible, but we need one of those 2 units to get across the bridge, and indeed we need to start getting to a point where they can see whether they can actually blow it up. So over to the French. Oh dear, that's terrible. So got 2 1s and 3 5s, so 3 to the chain of command dice. What can we do with this? Right, with a 1, this engineer team is going to start, and what we need to do is we need to get to 12. Roll 1d6 each time they're activated, get to 12 before we can try to have any detonation. So they can act in this one, and we need to roll and then have a tally of how many we're up to. So what do we get on the first roll? Oh, 6. That's helpful. So 6 is helpful. We're halfway through, but we're over to the Germans. German phase, lots of options. 4, 1, 2, 2 and a 3. Here we've got a 4. The senior leader can order this unit just to fire into this unit here. They're in the open effectively. Also can add machine gewehr into the order. This 3 firing at this unit over on this side once again. 2 that can fire either cannon or machine gun. Probably fire just the cannon. Draw that unit out as much as I can. Thought behind it, I don't want it to get fired on, and perhaps draw down the morale. I'm going to say the machine gun and 3 rifles can fire, so that's 8 takes it up to 11, and 3 for machine gewehr takes it to 14. 4s to hit. That means we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4, 5 hits on the French machine gun team, which is in the open, so 3 killed. Leader. Yes, it is. He takes a bad thing. 5 is at least a -1. French are down to 7. 16 dice with this unit. 5s. And so that looks like we've got 3 hits. Second roll. We've got 4 hits in total. Gun team, they're in soft cover, but we've 1 man killed and 1 shot. Leader. No, it's not. 7 shock in total at the moment. I'm moving 6 inches because we're losing 4 for shock. About 6 inches back and out the line. And the 222. 4, 5 and 6 to hit. So we've got 4 hits. Is the machine gun team. We've got a man killed in the rifles, and we've also got 2 more points of shock. Leader. No, it's not. Right, this unit is now pinned. French phase, and this game is going away from the French, I think, a little, and we need a good roll. A double phase is exactly that. Only got 2 1s to play with, so again, I'm going to roll for the engineers. So we had 6, 4 more, so we're on 10. Only 2 more needed, and then it's ready to blow. Second French phase. Got 5, 2 5s in fact, so it takes it to a full chain of command dice, and then we've got a 1, a 3 and a 2. Right, put the 1 and the 3 together for the senior leader to operate. I'm going to try and evacuate these units if we can. So I'm going to get the VB team to move. Secondly, he might move himself. And importantly, we've got these engineers, so we're going to roll again in order to see whether they get to a point of blowing this bridge. With a 2, remember that the junior leader's down to 1 order, so he's just going to we're just going to move the unit. I was going to say is if he had 2 commands, I was going to move and then throw a smoke grenade, but unfortunately lost that command previously. So let's start with the engineers, remembering we were on 10. We get there right, 15. So that bridge is primed to blow, and there's also a French full chain of command dice, so at some point I'm going to have a go at blowing this up. The team are ordered to move at the double and get a huge move, 15 inches. The leader moves himself. Again, another big move, 16 inches. So he gets the other side of the bridge, not quite off it, but very close to. And here this unit will move. We'll try and start getting over the hedge, so we can only we lose, roll 2d6 and lose the lower of the 2. 6 inches. Right, most of them are over, just the stragglers at the back. German phase. 5, the chain of command dice takes it to 4 on the second dice. We've already got 1, and then we've got 2 4s and 2 2s. What's significant about that is that I haven't been able to move the 222. What I wanted to do was to charge it up this direction to see whether we could get over the bridge before it blows. I could use one of the chain of command dice to try and do that. I'm just going to ponder on what I'm going to do with the 222 if not. Anyway, what I will do is to move this German unit towards the building. I have to remember that the French are on 7 in terms of morale. French do lose if we get down to 0. It's not just a question of blowing up the bridge. So this unit and occupy this area, and the jump off points are in here. I'm going to say the Germans are going to move at the double, and the senior leader can take off the shock. So what do we get? We've got 8 inches in total. So they get to running in through this gap, getting close to this unit but not quite close enough. With the other 4 I'm going to fire again machine gewehr with this one. It means that we've got 8 for the machine gun, 6 for the rifles, plus 3, which gives us 17 dice in total. Firing at this unit, it is pinned, so it's going to be in hard cover. Dice first of all, needing 5s. That's just 2. And then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5. Green dice is the machine gun team. Let's look at a casualty though. So we've got one man killed. Leader. No, it's not. With 2 2s. It's a bit of a waste of time. I could move that unit at the back there. I don't really have much use of it because the game's more or less done really. It's not going to be determined in the next couple of turns, I think, or a couple of phases really, with that unit down there. But anyway, I'll move it. I have to I can't even use the junior leader, so I'll have to just move it and -4 inches with the move. Good move though. So we've got 7 inches. So that's where they get to, and with this unit down here pinned, I don't see them being of any particular danger. French phase. 2 for the chain of command dice. A 1, a 2 and a 4. With a 4, the senior leader is going to order the VB team to move at the double. So you get there, he'll take a point of shock off them and move himself. I can't move that unit at the double because they still need to get over the hedge, so the only other thing I can do is to move that one. I could use the junior leader here to take off shock, but the most important thing is to try and shift this unit if I can. VB team at the double. That would be, I have to take a point of shock off, is 9. So they're over the bridge. And I'm going to keep them here actually, because I might use them in terms of firing. But we can now blow the bridge if we wanted to, but let's see how close this unit can get before we do so. Removing the lowest dice. Ooh, great roll though. Now it's a question of what constitutes a French victory really. If this unit gets over, it would certainly be that. I know we've got 2 units over, because I've got the VB team over as well. Senior leader, engineers, but realistically we'll see whether that unit can get across. But it's still a German phase next, and they're getting mighty close. German phase. Ooh, now got 5 for the chain of command dice to get taken up to 5 for the second dice. However, we've got a 1, 2 and 2 6s, so it's a double phase. I know we've got a double phase, but I'm a bit stuck in that I could use the 1 and the 2 there to move, but it means we definitely have, well, we could either occupy this building, but we would need to end the turn in terms of the jump off points, so it's a bit of a waste there. So they could advance this way. We definitely have combat there, although naturally the Germans are going to win that. The point is they'll lose some men, and also it's time, because by engaging there still gives this unit a chance to escape. I could use the 3 over here, get the 2 2 2 and the 2 2 2 to move up and try and get as quickly as possible all the way up this road, and somehow try and occupy that building, and on the bridge I should say, and I could do it by using the chain of command dice a couple of times to get close, get over here, try something like that. So not sure. I think it's a certainty that unit there is going to just take on that one and remove it, so from a RAL point of view it's there. However, it's the best thing to use for me for an advance is the 2 2 2, because I can get on the track, I can move entirely along it, it gives me a double move in terms of distance, and then I've also got, in the background, I've got the chain of command dice, so that I can look to use that too in terms of getting extra distance. So right, I'll try and move forward that way. I'm going to go flat out and I double this roll. Oh dear, that's terrible. So that's 10 inches. Okay, so that's as far as I've got, which isn't half as near as I need to. I think it can still fire though. I've got it's a 3, so I've got the command to do it, so I'll fire once again, and I think I'm going to fire at this unit in the open. I'll fire with a cannon. 4 5s and 6s. That looks like 2 hits. The machine gun team, and we've got 1 killed in the rifles. Leader, no. German double phase, so we've got 5. So I've now got 2 chain of command dice, and then I've got a 1 2 3 and a 4. Right, well with the 4 we're going to have the senior leader activate that unit. They'll certainly fire with this unit. Again, we're going to move flat out with the 222. Right, before anything happens here, I'm going to try and blow the bridge. I think in doing so it's going to be a draw, or perhaps a marginal French victory, but let's just see whether we can blow it up at all before this 222 gets anywhere close. Just to show you, it's page 24 of the 1940 supplement. Here, this is what we're looking at, and just to mention again that if we look at the top there where it says charges and demolition of footbridge, 12 is where we've got to, and now it's a question of blowing it up. And then detonating a charge, roll a d6, and a roll of a 1 to 4, the charge explodes and destroys the bridge. So let's see if we can. Right, this is very much the game. 1 to 4. Ah, it's a 5. Right. Now it means that vehicles can't get across this bridge. It's been so damaged. However, it means that if we want to blow it up, and that's the order, infantry can get across. And to do so, we've got to relay the charges. Right, this changes the dynamic somewhat. So now I need to have a think about what I need to do, perhaps to knock out the French morale. First thing might be to use this unit and to see what we do to this unit, who are at the moment pinned. Right, over here I'm going to get the senior leader is going to order a scout team into the building, and then so we can start to close off the jump off points that are in the building here. The remainder of the unit is going to move tactically up to that wall and then fire at half effect at this unit. Scout team movement 7 inches, tactical movement 3 inches. Half effect here is 6 dice, and even 4s is just 1 hit. Actively in hard cover. Yeah, I'm going to say hard cover. Actually, I think they're in soft cover, so I think it's a point of shock. 3, effectively a 3. I'm going to say fire a machine gewehr again. This unit here, needing 5s. That's nothing at all. And that looks like 4 hits. Machine gun team, and in hard cover, but it's still a point of shock and a man killed. The leader. Nope. Is now 11 across them. We've got 6 men, includes the senior leader, but if we get to 12 the whole thing's going to break. Up with a 3, the 222 is going to fire at this unit. In 4, 5s and 6s we've got 3 hits. I still think I'm going to say hard cover. I think it's got the soft cover it would normally have, and then they're pinned, so I'm going to say hard cover, but it's 3 hits, so it's reduced it by 1 because it's high explosive, so effectively soft cover. Soft cover green is the machine gun team, and that looks like another point of shock, and that means the unit's going to break. I think that's 2d6 plus 6, which I think is 15 inches. 15 inches means this unit will move in this direction, which is off the board. We've now got 3 bad things to roll for. We've got section breaks from the table, we've got the junior leader routes from the board, and a senior leader routes from the board. So section breaks 2, -1 and the French down to 6. Leader 6, that's always bad. -2, French down to 4. Leader routes from the board, oh, another 6, that's terrible. -3, and the French are down to 1. They've gone from the morale of 7 down to 1. Then I'm going to use the chain of command dice, and the first thing I'm going to do here is to take the scout team I've got and get them into the building, and once they're in the building with the second of the chain of command dice, I'm going to end the turn, which means we need to roll for losing the jump off points, and I think the game is done. And yeah, that's it. We lose a jump off point, and naturally it's a minimum of -1. The French will be down to 0, and that is the game. It is a German victory. Well, that game has come to a conclusion at an incredible pace. It seemed, only 5 minutes ago, that the French were going to blow the bridge and it was just a question of determining whether we're going to have a draw or a French victory. Reality is that the bridge is it's not blown, it's damaged. We've lost a French section who've moved on, the same with the VB team, and our senior leader will do the same with the engineers. But realising what's taken place and a rout here in the middle, actually French morale has collapsed and it is a German victory. So it just leaves me to say thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the game. If you've got any thoughts, any comments, feel free to put a point on the YouTube itself, the comments there, or you could do on the Chain of Command 1940 Facebook group, which I've put together. We've got lots of members there in that group, and it'd be great if you want to put some thoughts or indeed suggestions for other games in France 1940. And just finally then, just to say thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.